Go ahead and see it. There. We went there. We did. Yeah, right. All right, you go ahead, fire away. You're ready.
With Cade being as established as he was last year and as important as he was to you guys in the passing game, how can he get better? How can he be better this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody can take steps. You know, I mean, I think there's some things in the run game at the point of attack that we're trying to improve on, and in some single blocks. You know, just getting a little bit lower in his fits. The pass game, I mean, he's got a really good feel for zone coverage, but just trying to kind of work some top of the route stuff to get better in man. And he's got such good hands, good strong hands, has really good body awareness, right? So he can kind of big body guys, but just trying to do a couple things there. And you know, it's never good enough for him. So he's a pretty easy guy to motivate, right? He's, in his mind, he's never arrived. So it's kind of the type of mentality that we're looking for in our unit and in our team too. So. For sure.
Devin Culp obviously had to miss a couple days early, and then he's worked his way back in. How do you feel like he's progressing right now, and where are kind of the big areas of emphasis for him?
Yeah, no, he's done a great job. You know, he's a couple days behind early in camp, but I think he's come right back up to speed. He's making plays, and you know, he's really taking a step in how physical he is in the run game. Honestly, that's probably the thing I'm most happy about. You know, I mean, he started to show some flashes in the pass game in the spring, and he's continuing to do that too. So, you know, we're expecting a big year for him, and we're excited about him for sure.
If you were to put Cade Otton's blocking skills up against the other top tight ends in the country, where would you rank him?
Number one, probably. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty special in the run game. You know, I can't say that I've studied in depth some of the guys in the other conferences. I'm sure they're highly touted for a reason as well. But he is pretty dominant at the point of attack. You know, I mean, whether it's, you know, and you know, especially when he gets in combos with those tackles, he can be pretty scary. I mean, he's a hard, gets in fits, has really good technique. He's clean technique-wise, and then the biggest thing is he finishes blocks, and he likes to finish blocks, and he likes to finish people. He takes a lot of pride putting guys in the dirt, and you know, that's why he's such a good example. You know, number one thing we talk about is being physical, and that's what he takes the most pride in.
Looking back at last year, is there one thing that maybe stood out to you from like watching the film, or something that you guys were hoping to improve upon going into this year?
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar. Kind of the first question. You know, some of those things we're talking about, kind of the one-on-one. You know, some of the one-on-one blocks getting a little bit lower in his fits, and then just some of the different stuff at the top of the routes versus man coverage and some of that stuff. But those are kind of the areas of focus, and just keep building on those for sure.
Quentin Moore is a guy who really passes the look test. How's he progressing? And he looks like a guy who could be that splash play downfield kind of guy. Is that what you're looking at from him?
Yeah. Quentin's doing a good job. I think you know, these past 3 or 4 days at camp, he's really taken a step in the positive. We do a lot of stuff offensively, right? We ask the tight ends to do a lot of stuff within our offense, and he's really taken a step in terms of assignment. You know, now it's kind of just cleaning up the details, but he is. I mean, he's made some big time catches. I think he's another kid that's a really tough kid. I mean, he made you know, I think you guys probably saw in the Saturday scrimmage, right? The tough catch, you know, got a big hit on him, and he came down with the football. So he's not afraid, and he's definitely a guy that's going to be a dynamic playmaker down the field. I mean, you're, you know, 6'5", 250, and you can freaking run like he does. I mean, that's going to create some issues for people.
When a guy like him comes in from JC, what are you asking him to do that maybe he hasn't had to do before that's just toughest to learn?
Yeah, I think, you know, we do a lot formationally with those guys. I mean, I think that's the great thing about being a tight end in the UW offense, right? If you're a recruit, why you would want to come here and play tight end here, because we're going to ask you, you're going to be in line, we're going to split you out, you're going to be the single guy, you know, into the boundary, you're going to be in empty sets, doing all these different things. And just for him being able to, you know, process all that information and play fast, you know. But a lot of those, I mean, it was funny with Quentin because, you know, you watch his high school tape, and so his high school tape, he spread out a lot, doing a lot of stuff, you know, as a wide receiver type. And then I think it helped him a lot in JUCO. You watch his JUCO tape, and he was much more of a traditional tight end. So I do think coming in, that helped him. He kind of got the best of both worlds coming in, and now it's just kind of cleaning up the details, some of the details in his technique, some of that stuff, and just getting to play fast. But he's doing some good things. We're really excited about Q, for sure.
Speaking of guys that do everything, I mean, Jack Westover seems like a guy who obviously out of that sort of H-back role, he's blocking the point of attack, but you guys also split him out wide. He's done a lot as a pass catcher in this camp.
Yeah.
When you got in, I mean, obviously you'd been here before, but when you got the tight end coach role, I mean, did you know that he was as versatile athletically as he is shown to be?
Yeah, I mean, he's always, you know, shown up in camp and stuff and doing that, but I do think he has taken a big step this camp. He's been really consistent, you know, in the run game, and then obviously you guys see him in the pass game. You know, he doesn't drop the ball, he catches everything, doesn't bust assignments. And yeah, so I mean, we kind of always knew, right? When he came in, we kind of recruited him off of basketball tape, right? And the dude could jump out the gym and do all that stuff, and so he was definitely, it was a pleasant surprise, but we knew he had some juice to him for sure.
How do you think that, like we saw in the scrimmage, the first drive kind of stalled, and last year in the first half, a couple drives weren't going on your way, but how do you think this year you guys can take advantage, maybe in the first half, jump in front?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just gotta be ready to roll. Bring. You know, obviously last year was a unique deal with no fans. You got to bring your own juice, and it's just executing from the jump. I mean, I think it's, you know, it's just. I mean, I don't think it's anything more complicated than that. You know, you got to hear the call, know the call, and do your job on a consistent basis from the first snap to the last. And you know, I think the guys are locked in on that, and you know, we don't worry about the last play, we don't worry about the next play, we just worry about what is currently going down and how do we execute on that down and distance in that situation, and then you stack those together, you're going to start fast and you're going to be a successful offense.
All right. Folks, thank you very much.
Awesome, thanks guys.